In today's lesson, we will talk about adverbs. Adverbs. Now, I want you to look at that word carefully and take out the first two letters, A and D. What is left? Yes, that's right. You will have the word verbs. So, can you remember what is the meaning of the verbs? The verb is the word that has an action like jump, run, swim, write, and read. Okay, what about adverbs? What does it mean? Adverbs are words we use them to describe the verbs. What are the objectives of today's lesson? What are we going to learn? We're going to learn how to find out or identify the adverbs in our sentences. What is an adverb? An adverb is a word that tells more about a verb, such as how, when, or where an action verb takes place. Let's read the example. The girl ran. Your verb here is written in orange. It ran. Now, how did the girl run? Can you tell me? The girl ran quickly. So we are describing how did she run. And your adverb here is in yellow. Where are you going to write your adverb? The adverbs can be written before or after the verbs they describe. Many adverbs end in ly and usually tell how. We have a practice now. Read the following sentences and we will identify together the adverb in each sentence. In order to find your adverb in the sentence, you have to follow two steps. Number one, you have to find the verb in the sentence, the action verb, like jump, run, write, or read. Number two, you have to ask yourself, how did this happen? Or where or when did this happen? We have three types of adverbs. Number one, adverb that tells how something happens. Number two, adverb that tells where something happens. Number three, adverb that tells when something happens. Now we will start with the first type, adverbs that tell how. Remember the two steps? Number one is to find your verb, and number two is to ask one of these questions, how, when, or where. Here, we will ask how. Okay, let's see the example. The baby cried loudly for her mother. Okay, step number one, find the verb. The verb is cried. Now, step number two, ask yourself, how did the baby cry? She cried loudly. So your adverb is loudly. In this slide, you will find adverbs that tell how. Most of the how adverbs end in ly, like swiftly, loudly, slowly, brightly, and so on. Now, the second type of adverbs is adverbs that tell when. Let's see the example. He always wanted to see the national park. Now, remember the two steps that you have to do. Number one is to find the verb. The verb is wanted. Okay, step number 2 is to ask yourself when. When did he want to see the national park? Your answer will be always. He always wanted to see the national park. So your adverb is always. Now the last type is adverbs that tell where. Let's see the example. The car turned right at the stop sign. Okay, step number 1, find your verb. The verb is turned. Step number 2, ask yourself one of the 3 questions. Our question here is where. Where did the car turn? Your answer will be the car turned right. So the adverb is right.